Extra Minutes.
William was born with a syndrome that essentially meant that he had half a heart. So the left side of his heart was incredibly small and the aorta was incredibly small. But the syndrome itself, and it can vary depending on the patient, but in his case was very, very severe and requires basically a replumbing of his system to allow him to have a good and hopefully long life.
How is this little heart coping with being exposed in this way?
A bit fragile, I'm afraid.
You know, doctors who treat these young kids say, look, they are going to live great lives. They'll be able to play sport with their friends and you know, their bodies will tell them what they can and can't do and they will be tired at times. But they'll live a fairly normal life. They won't be competitive in sport. They won't be Olympic level. Well, Meghan Roswick from Cincinnati, I think before she even knew what the word no meant, had defied everybody. And she's absolutely incredible. Where do you get your zest for life?
When I was born, the doctors told my parents, you know, you should just let her die because she's never going to have a good quality of life. And my parents didn't have it. They wanted me to go through with the surgeries. And ever since I was born, I just wanted to prove the doctors wrong and live my life to the fullest and show that quality of life isn't determined by your physical ability. It's determined by how you choose to live your life.
And she does get tired and she does have to listen to her body and as she's getting older, she does have to, you know, I guess come to terms with her own mortality. But her motto in life is not, you know, to die happy, whenever that might be, to never regret not trying something.
I could honestly only be here for like 2 more weeks. I could die in 2 weeks. What do I want to do in these 2 weeks that makes my life worthwhile? That if I'm laying on a bed and on my deathbed, what do I want to be able to tell myself that I'm happy with my life?
What's next for William is another open heart surgery, probably around the age of 4, which will be incredibly stressful for his parents, no doubt. And, you know, something that I'm sure he will articulate and yell against because he is a feisty young kid. And in terms of the medical picture more broadly, there are such dedicated doctors trying to work out, you know, how they can make this better for people with these sorts of conditions.